arching your back a little bit, tucking your chin. And we're going to allow Seth to do some sound healing, some toning, just to bring our bodies into center, so that when I start the meditation, you go immediately into a state of higher consciousness. Allowing the sounds of your body to be the only thing you hear right now as you breathe deeply. And we're going to engage in 3 rounds of the Ho'oponopono conscious breath that we breathe in for a count of 7, hold it for a count of 7, exhale slowly for a count of 7, and hold the absence of breath for a count of 7. And we'll do this 3 times. And begin going in, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold it, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhaling slowly, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold hold the empty. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and in. Hold it. Exhale. Hold the empty. And in. Hold the inhale. And slowly exhale. Holding the empty. Now that you're full of flowing oxygen, just breathe naturally. And while you do this, picture a beautiful ball of white light right at the center of your chest, in your heart space. This is the etheric center of your enlightened being. Feel it glowing, expanding, strengthening, becoming more and more aware of it as you focus on your relaxed breathing, knowing this energy expands many, many feet beyond your body. Your physical body is not the end of your existence. It is simply one barrier, one place. Feel this beautiful heart space energy now, this glowing ball of white and golden light. And consciously look down at your feet and see this light going down through your base chakra, down your legs, and through the bottom of your feet into the earth. See it going deep through the core of Mother Earth, passing the outer core and now going into the inner mantle. Keep on seeing this beautiful ball of white, luminescent, golden white light traveling to the center of the earth until you feel that you are touching the black crystal, the center of the earth, that which holds Gaia in your energy. Feel yourself connected and grounded and completely in a symbiotic relationship of reciprocity and grounding and blessing. Our connection to Gaia is of the utmost importance as we exist here as energetic beings. This is not gravity per se, but connection. When you're feeling solid and grounded, allow your awareness to have you travel back up into the earth, coming out of the core, coming back up into your body, resting for just a brief pause at your heart space energy to become aware of how it feels to be in your body and yet simultaneously connected to Mother Earth. Feeling your energy now rise up through the upper part of your body. Feeling your energy leaving your crown chakra, going up through the roof of this building into the Earth's atmosphere. Now leaving the Earth's atmosphere and going into our own solar system, feeling your energy present here. Now feeling your energy expanding and traveling even beyond our own solar system into nearby galaxies, recognizing that as an energetic being there are no limits to where you can go, what you can see, and what experiences are available to you. Feel yourself now expanding beyond the nearby galaxies and going into the full gamut of the Milky Way, knowing you could reach out and touch any of the 400 billion planets that exist in our Milky Way. This is what it feels like to travel as an energetic body. When you feel completely expanded, feel your energy coming back in through our own galaxy, into our own solar system, back into the Earth's atmosphere, into our skyline, and now coming back into the building, and feeling your energy present now again in your heart space, knowing all the while that you are completely grounded with Mother Earth, and you are also simultaneously in an etheric beingness, touching all the places of the universe. This is the truth of who we are and what we are. Feeling this groundedness simultaneously with this expansion. Now, as you're in your heart space energy, look horizontally in all directions around the circumference of Mother Earth, and open your heart and send your blessings to all living creatures, all life forms. And in this moment, as we send our love all the way around the surface of the earth, we become aware of the abundance of our life here. We see all the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat, the clothes we wear, the roof over our head, as all coming from the materials supplied by Mother Earth, coupled with the imagination and the creation of our higher intelligence that dances the stars in the full breadth of the galaxy. And the symbiosis of this relationship do we become aware of, and with a great level of gratitude and appreciation. Now reaching into the heart space energy, the temple of light, for we are a gathering place, a temple, and we are beings of light. The temple of light is therefore that heart space energy, the center of your chest. It beats the heart, it sends the love. Send that blessing out now all around Mother Earth, to every living creature and being, setting the intention for clean energy, an abundance of food, a feeling of safety and brotherhood and sisterhood in all living creatures, clean energy, working together in good cooperative governments and financial systems where we are united as one, living and existing on Mother Earth, and the feelings of separation between the cultures and the races are no more, we are one. And as we do our kirtan style blessing of Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu, that all beings of creation live in peace, love, and joy, repeating after me, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. So it is. The power of the intention that we set as we create these visions in our minds. Imagination is creation. Knowing this, knowing we have this power, coming back into our bodies. Just flexing your feet, wiggling your toes, coming back into your body, but keeping this higher consciousness of the intention that you set with you while we're here together in this hour, knowing this is how you can be at all times, in all places, all dimensions, all paradigms. Coming back to the room, and whenever you're ready, take your time, opening your eyes. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. This is actually becoming very melancholy for me. This is our second to the last Sunday service in this room. Next weekend, is that right? Today's the 20th? Or do we have 3? What's today? The 20th? Is it 19? Yeah, because then the next Sunday's the 26th. Next Sunday's our last Sunday here, and then on Sunday, September 2nd, we will be in the new building right down the street. That is at 11 whoops. If you want to know where it is, there's a brochure out by the front door. It's got a map on there. It's 11 Goddard. It's really just down the street. You just go down Lake Forest, on the opposite side of the freeway. And we're going from this lovely, lovely room that has been our home for many years now, this whole complex for 4 years. I moved in on August 22nd in 2008. So it's just a week over 4 years. And we're going from 2,300 square feet to 7,200 square feet. 3 times the size. I've been going over there every day watching all the contractors put it together. And I'm happy to say I'm no longer freaking out. Now I'm actually just, I can do this. This is good. We're here. This is all good. Because we can create anything, can't we? We can manifest everything. I remind everybody on a regular basis, you manifest every single minute that your subconscious mind and your conscious mind are in a living, breathing organism of a human body. But we habitually manifest what we don't want so much of the time as compared to what we want. And we manifest what we don't want by saying, I just can't get along with my brother, sister, mother, co-worker, dog, whatever it is. I don't have any money. I don't feel well. Nothing ever goes my way. No one understands me. And so it is. You've got to change your inner dialogue to manifest what you want. Big habit to change. But you can do it. And it's a journey. It's not like you say, okay, I've got 30 days, I'm going to change my inner dialogue within 30 days. No. I know. It's a journey. And so you get grateful that every day you get a little bit better at changing your inner dialogue. So I was a little surprised last Sunday when we finished our lovely, lovely discussion on the Dalai Lama and the meditation that we did, bringing in the mindfulness of all of our alternative lives. That was wonderful, wasn't it? And they told me at the end of the service that I was going to be doing this coming service today on grounding and all of the black crystals. And you can also ground by using the red crystals of the base chakra, but the black ones are the most important ones. And so I brought from home a couple of my collections. There was this rather large sort of Empire State Building version of black tourmaline that's in the center of the table. That's in my home, as is this very large looking Yuletide log version of a smoky quartz. These, yes, size matters with crystals. The bigger they are, the more work they do. You can have the small pieces on your personal body, which is great for your own energy field, but if you want to grid a spaceman, you need some size. So I looked at this beautiful black tourmaline in the store where I bought it about a year or 2 ago. So that's my birthday 2 years ago. My lovely husband here, Adam, said, let's go buy you some jewelry. And I said, you know, this is not something a woman says very often, but I have enough jewelry. I'd rather have crystals. So we went and got crystals. And I saw this piece here. My kids think it's really ugly. I think it's beautiful. And there's no accounting for taste, I guess. But what I like about this piece is you don't find black tourmaline in a size like that. The minute I took it home and I put it into place, I saw it gridding our home, and I saw it shooting off energy in all directions, and it was kind of like just settling in and saying, whoa, whoa. And then I put all the other pieces in there, and then they started gridding together. And it was kind of like, did you see, what was that movie, Ocean's 11? And then the second one where there was that security scene where there was all of these beams of light that they had to get through. It looked, energetically, it looked like that. It was like all these beams of light matrixing, and all the crystals were talking to each other. And when I rearranged them, they got really annoyed and said, okay, we'll just grid again. I said, thank you. So the reason why we need to ground. And I know it's nice when we get into that etheric place and we open up our crown chakra and we reach into those higher dimensions. Like I took you in the meditation where you go to the places beyond our own star system and beyond even our own galaxies, and you touch that universal energy of all that is, that knows no limits and knows no boundaries. How incredibly beautiful it is when we reach that place of nirvana. And for years, I thought that was the coolest thing, until about 2 years ago, I took a Qigong class from a man named Master Wu. And Master Wu said to me, you aren't grounded. And I went, okay, I know, I'm up here. And I just thought it was so incredibly cool that I was up here all the time. And he said, if you're not grounded, you are actually limiting how high you can go. And he said, I'm going to ground you. I went, okay. And he did all of this stuff on me for about 5 minutes. And all of a sudden, he said, how do you feel? I said, like I'm wearing lead shoes. I literally felt like I had stepped into some shoes that were weighing 20 or 30 pounds, and I was trying to walk with these lead shoes on. But when we get grounded, we can go higher. Because when we're not grounded, our guides and our they will keep our etheric cords attached to our body, because otherwise we'll leave our body. We have to be grounded in order to expand our consciousness to places beyond, to get the highest wisdom and the highest truth of the universal energies. And they're showing me, it's like, if you're not grounded, you're like a helium balloon that rises and you get stuck at the ceiling. You can only go so high. But if you put a weight on that helium balloon, then you can give it a string miles high, because it's not going to go anywhere. Does that make sense? So when we are practicing being in our body, and we can do it without the crystals, because we can do anything. We don't need crystals. We don't need essential oils. We don't need sage. We don't need to wear black clothing. Do you guys notice when you start doing essential work, look at these here in the front row here, almost everybody's wearing black shorts or black pants. It's grounding. I wear black pants all the time. It keeps your lower chakra grounded to the earth. I know it's a fashion thing. It means you can just grab any top and it matches, but there's also actually a reason why you do it that way. So they're telling me that these black crystals, these come from the earth, and they are the darkest, and they represent the core and the essence of Gaia. And so they had me bring out all of these black crystals, and we put them on here. I did bring out one red one, this red fluorite. You can use any browns or reds. You can use tiger's eye. You can use any of the bloodstones, the garnets, the rubies. Any red crystal will also hold your base chakra down. But the black ones really keep you centered into Mother Earth. Did you notice in the meditation, I take you to the center of the earth and I have you wrap your energy around that crystal at the center of the earth? That's putting the weight on your feet so you can go as high as you want to, traveling into the galaxies beyond, because you're not going to lose your etheric connection. So, if any of these symptoms apply to you, this would be a way for you to know if you're not completely grounded all the time. Are you dizzy sometimes? Do you feel a little spaced out? Forgetting appointments or other important things, all of a sudden you just have one of those head-slapping moments. You go, oh, I can't believe I forgot that. Misplacing or losing things. My all-time least favorite thing. My husband will tell you, I go absolutely nuts when I can't find something. Feeling generally unwell, just kind of like, you can't really put your finger on it. You're not sick, but you just don't feel that great. Bumping into things or other general feelings of clumsiness. Getting a few hits over here. Falling asleep during meditation. Ooh. Continual daydreaming. Having out-of-body experiences without meaning to and feeling that they are not within your control. Sensitivity to light and noise. Unable to carry on a normal conversation, including losing track of what you were saying. Did anybody fail to get at least one? No? Nobody? Oh, got at least one. Okay. We need to ground. We need to ground. Wouldn't it be lovely if you were able to complete a sentence without pausing and search for the noun that you were thinking of? What's it? One of those things, you know what they're called? They look like this, they look like that, as much as you know what I mean. You can't think of the noun. Like, give me the noun. Or you can't think of a day or a place or a person's name, and it's escaping you. It's not because you're stupid. It's not because you didn't get enough sleep. It's not because you're senile. It's not because you have dementia. It's not because you have heavy metal poisoning necessarily. But your body isn't connected to your etheric body. They're not aligned. And that's why I wear chakra jewelry all the time, because I'm up there constantly, channeling information, getting ideas, having my center get created, calling in all the right people to help me. I am constantly up there. And so I wear chakra jewelry all the time, so I can stay grounded. And I can feel the difference. If I'm in a rush and I walk out and I forget to put something on around me, I can feel the difference in my day. So we got some stuff over here. So in the things that I put together, how to make a connection with Mother Gaia, I showed that to you in the meditation. So when you meditate, imagine your heart space energy right here. And as I take you through that guided meditation, and if you can't remember it, our meditations are always on YouTube, and I always start with the same meditation. Maybe varies a little bit, but I mean, essentially, we always take you into that heart space energy, take you down into the earth, and connect to the center. Get grounded, then come back up, pause, and then go reach for the universe. But you've got to ground first, because then you get an unlimited Euro pass to the galaxies. Grounding when you're ungrounded. If you feel any of the symptoms that I just talked to you about, pause, close your eyes, and imagine your energy going into Mother Earth and going into connecting to that center. And if that's too much work or you don't want to remember, wear a black onyx necklace or something tiger's eye around you. Any of the things I have on this table that I'm going to go around and talk about, get a piece of jewelry with that on there. I remember once years ago when I went to Awakenings bookstore for the first time, and I met Brandon Camacho, the owner. This guy had on hematite bracelets and a hematite necklace, and he said he even had an anklet. Because he worked all day long, 6 days a week, in a room with crystals. Some of them, if you've been there, some of them are huge in there. And he said, I can't be in this room with all these crystals without having all this hematite around me. He said, I wouldn't be able to complete a sentence. So you may not be to that extreme, but if you're feeling any of those symptoms that I talked about, get some grounding crystals. They're not expensive. You can get a little hematite bracelet for $10. It'll keep you grounded. Eating earth foods, eating darker foods. Animal protein will ground us. Unfortunately, so much of it is not organic, and it's corn-fed, and it's not killed in what's called a kosher or a halal way with kindness. But if you do eat grass-fed organic protein that is also halal, then you're having a very pure form of natural animal protein come in and ground you. So you can do it that way as well. Nuts and seeds will also ground you. You can do it through eating. Listening to a drum beat or the toning. That's why I have Seth. Isn't it great? The beautiful toning and the didgeridoo. Those sounds, the humans sound like that. The voices. You hear how low he goes when he does that? He's up there going, oh. I mean, he's down there with a really deep, deep tone. He's grounding you as he prepares you for the meditation. So singing in a low voice will also ground you. Wearing dark clothes, wearing black pants, black shoes will keep you grounded. Wear red underwear. That will do it too. Just don't wear it with a white dress or white linen shorts unless you want to. Unless that's your intention. You gotta make it funny. We gotta have fun while we're doing all this. We gotta have a light heart. We can't take it so seriously. We've gotta get over ourselves. So black kyanite. Seth, would you? There's on the table there. There is. Oh, you know what it is. I don't have to tell you what it is. This is black kyanite. Kyanite. I like it because kyanite comes in many colors. Most of you are used to seeing it in blue, but it does come in black like this. Yeah, you can pass it around. Kyanite clears negativity. Now, one of the reasons you need to stay grounded is because when your head is up here like this and you're imagining, unless you're in a meditative state where you're connecting to the energy of all that is and asking your guides and your guardian angels to give you the highest and best message at that moment that you need, the highest purposeful guidance, unless you are in that state of intention and you are not grounded, then in that state of being non-grounded without the highest state of intention being your purposeful intent in that moment, your imagination is going up and going all over the place, and it's feeding off of your subconscious mind, and that's where all the monkey chatter comes in. So you need crystals or something, some kind of mental training to keep that monkey chatter at a minimum, because as I mentioned, you're manifesting all the time, every second of every moment. And so if you're not in a highest state of intention, then your subconscious mind is manifesting at a much lower level. And if you're not grounded, then it's just roaming free up there, sending all kinds of information to the universe about what you don't want. Have you ever heard anybody say, oh, all my friends always let me down. I always lose my job. My car is always crashing. I never have enough money. If there's any kind of patterning to the things that you think are happening to you, please allow me to share with you without any kind of judgment, but simply just responsibility from yourself. It is not happening to you, it is happening from you. Grounding keeps all of those free-floating negative things going up into the universe. It keeps you centered. And it will minimize all of that negative thinking going up there. Kyanite is something that clears negative thought. Couple that with black kyanite, which is grounding. And what I read this morning, what I was guided to share with you, that is the most powerful out of all the grounding crystals, out of all the ones that are red, out of all the ones that are, and we all know kyanite does the best for negativity. Black kyanite, if you didn't do anything other than hold one of those pieces with you. Unfortunately, it's not that pretty, and unfortunately, it has the threads. It doesn't polish well. Obsidian and onyx and tourmaline are more solid, and they polish better, and they can come up to a nicer, shiny or polished stone, whereas the black kyanite, it has kind of a feather to it, and it chips. And so it's unfortunate that it's not the prettiest one to hold, or even the most practical to put in jewelry. But you can, we have little bead cages out there. You can put it in a bead cage. It's not that pretty. You know, it's just not like this black onyx necklace is really beautiful. So it's not very pretty, but it is the strongest, most powerful piece, and it's inexpensive. I think we sell these for $5, and we even have them on 20% off, so it's $4 for this. The best thing you can do with this is keep it maybe in a little silk pouch, and then keep it in your purse or in your pocket, but you don't want to have it in there by itself because it does chip and catch. So unfortunately, the material leaves it in such a manner, but this is the most powerful piece that you can buy to ground and keep your negativity at bay.
Is it good clearing?
No. That's the great thing about kyanite is it's self-clearing. There are two crystals that you never have to clean and clear, and that's selenite, which is the big white thing back here. It's self-cleaning, and kyanite is self-cleaning. So better yet, you never have to clean and clear it. Negativity and grounding. So yeah, I just apologize for it's just not as attractive as some of the other pieces.
This one actually looks like a feathered wing.
They are. That's what they're called. They're called kyanite wings, feathered wings. That is actually what they're called when you go to buy them. And I had never seen it before. We went up to Jewel Tunnel Import where we buy all of our jewelry, our crystals now, and I found it there last January. And I'd never seen it before, but we actually bought a whole tray of it. So. Black tourmaline. Yes, Chris.
Can you talk about clearing and cleaning crystals?
We can do that. Yeah, let me go through all the crystals and then we'll do that. Absolutely, it's good information to have. Black obsidian, that's that teardrop-shaped one there on the left. Yep. This is black obsidian, much prettier. Can be polished into lovely shapes. Also really good. It is equally as powerful in the grounding as kyanite. It doesn't have the negativity qualities, and unfortunately that's a piece from home, and we've been selling off all of our inventory for the move, and so I don't have any black obsidian to sell. But that's a beautiful piece. You can buy them in necklace form. You can get them in beautiful polished stones like that. It's not expensive. I think I paid $3 or $4 for that. But it polishes easy. That's much easier to stick in your pocket or in your bra or any place else where you... yeah, I know. You have to be careful. When you take them off at night and then it goes flying. Does that ever happen to you, Ron? No?
Not lately. I'm in better shape now.
I would forget. I'd take my bra off and crystals would go flying. Or I'd bend over and lift them. I stopped doing that. It didn't work for me. I don't have enough up here to hold them. So these, but you can get some really beautiful, beautiful pieces in black obsidian, or just put them in your purse. Really solid grounding. You'll feel the difference when you have them around you on a regular basis. You can pass that around. Onyx, which is that necklace right there. Onyx is also really solid, dark black, and almost as powerful as the obsidian. I would say 90% as powerful. Also really easy to get in a necklace form. And because it's black, it's masculine, so guys can wear it without looking like they're doing too much. But it works on women as well. You can put a nice pendant on there of anything. Because it's black, it'll ground it. Onyx is also going to provide inner strength in times of emotional turmoil. When you're grounded, you can think clearly. That's the reason why it's so important to be grounded, is when you've got stuff going on in your head and you feel muddled and you can't see an answer. When you are grounded, and you can use the crystals or whatever form it is that gets you grounded, all of a sudden the answers just come clear. They're easy to see. The solutions look so feasible and so obvious when you're grounded. And dealing with life is not so elusive. It's actually very feasible and easy to obtain. Smoky quartz, which is this really big piece here, it's heavy. This also is in my house, and I love this piece. He is just, isn't he magnificent? When I saw him, I just looked at him and I was like, oh, you're going home with me. I said, Seth's not going to give it up. This is possibly a little overkill, but I just love having a piece that big in the house. And it really grits with the black tourmaline. What I like about smoky quartz is because it's made of clear quartz that has had minerals that make it dark. The beautiful thing about smoky quartz is it's grounding, not quite as grounding as the deep dark black ones, maybe about 60%, but because it's clear quartz, it also takes you straight up. So you get the grounding and you get the amplification with the smoky quartz. So, and there's some beautiful pieces. Smoky quartz is not expensive. You can get some beautiful clusters. This on my necklace here, there's a smoky quartz right above the chakras. Not expensive. You can get, bags full of this for $10, $20. You can make beautiful necklaces and rings. You can have clusters of it and points all over your house. But you can get a collection of smoky quartz really easy. And the main thing is of course, you want to have them around your house. You want to have them on your body. But you also, especially important when you meditate, have all of these grounding crystals around you so that it takes you to a higher place you get to go. There's no glass ceiling. That's when you're not grounded, there's an etheric glass ceiling on how high you can go, how much you can expand. You're gonna share that with people around you? Tiger's Eye, we've been selling everything in the gift shop, and I had a couple of Tiger's Eye polished stones, and I had a couple of bracelets in there, but when I came in this morning, they apparently have been sold. But you guys all have seen Tiger's Eye. Tiger's Eye is not as black, obviously it's more brown, so it's going to be maybe around 50% when I'm not comparing them all to the black kyanite. The black kyanite being on a scale of 1 to 10 being a 10. When you start going brown, you get below the 5, but it's still really strong. Tiger's Eye is going to be brown. If you put it in forms of a bracelet, obviously it's a little bit more of a fashion statement than some of the other things. And what's nice about Tiger's Eye is it comes in multiple colors, but because it's of the earth, it's very grounding. You can get multicolored Tiger's Eye, make it very pretty. So if you like to wear a lot of browns and earth tones as compared to blacks, you can go with the red bloodstones and the Tiger's Eye. And then you can go into the garnets, anything red. So garnet and ruby are going to be grounding because it's going to grab your base chakra. Citrine, and I do have a piece, I had a citrine point on there. This is going to be sacral chakra, but because citrine is, how many of you knew this, but citrine is actually amethyst that has been blonded by the sun, and that's why it's so expensive. This is actually, amethyst was purple, and then it got exposed to the sun, and the color was leached out, and leaves this golden yellow. So what's so lovely about citrine is it was originally purple, which opens your crown chakra, but because it's yellow and touches the lower chakras, it grounds, and then because it's yellow, it opens up the sacral chakra. So it opens up your creativity, tying it with you opening up your crown chakra. So when you're trying to manifest, that's why citrine is so powerful, because it connects creativity with wisdom. Isn't that what we want? We want to be creative with wisdom. We want to think of things that make sense, that we know how to execute. And so these are, and we got these, where did I get those? Oh, I got those in quartzite in January. I got a big bag of them, so these are actually really reasonably priced as well. I think that's only $3 or $4. Fine, yeah, there's a box out there. And that is it for the crystals. So what I want to do, if you guys are, when you're done moving all the crystals, and do make sure I get my big black smokey with there this time. It's a little bit too big to throw in your handbag, so I'll notice it.
It's like put it through your shirt.
Oh yeah. If you got them, honey, if you can do that. So when we're done passing around, I'll answer any questions now, and then when we're done passing around, and actually, I'm being told that if there's a piece that appealed to you, go ahead and hold on to it during meditation. We're going to do a grounding meditation and connect to the energy individually of these crystals. So there's a piece that applies to you. And if you want to, if people want to hold on to that smoky quartz, you guys could even move your chairs and form a little circle where you can all, touch it a little bit or just put it in the center of you. But you're going to notice a difference when we do the meditation in a few minutes. Having these huge black crystals around you, it's going to take you deeper. Now for those of you that come here on a normal basis, did you notice you went a little higher today? And that's because we had all of these in the center altar. I normally keep the sunlight in here, just keeping the air clean. But because we have all of those really powerful pieces in the center, we went a little stronger in our grounding, and we went up a little higher. Did you notice it? Yeah, I did too. So this is what you can get. More connection to spirit. More creative thought. More expansive ideas coming to you. When we can stop the monkey chatter, we are genius. We are an embodiment. And we have the etheric energy, and we have these organically designed brains that hold information. What can come to us, what we are capable of achieving and knowing and thinking, when we move out that monkey chatter and make room for divine wisdom. You're all genius. The only thing that stops you from having access to that information is your mind is cluttered with all of the lower base chatter because your subconscious mind is going at it unharnessed. You can harness it with grounding techniques that bring you into center. It's kind of like when the parents are away, the kids will play. When you're not grounded, you're not energetically aligned, and it's like your subconscious mind is going about ungoverned. That's why it's taking over and going in there. So to govern the subconscious mind from taking over and having you ramble all of those negative mantras and repeating loops in your mind, getting grounded and aligned, brings your higher self present to do more important work. I've done so much work over the years on getting into my subconscious mind and healing all of the wounds that got created as I was an inner child. And we all have them. I haven't met a person yet who has a perfect parent or a perfect sibling. Or rather, maybe they're all perfect, exactly as they are, because they teach us what it is that we need to know. And they become our role models, negative or positive. But as I've done this work and I've gone in there year after year, and I delve deep into my subconscious mind, because I want to get in there and find out. Because this is my journey as a human experience. I'm curious. I want to know how these defining moments, when we're so young and we have supple minds that are so vulnerable, hear and see one thing and create a pattern of behavior that will guide us throughout the rest of the night, our lives, completely unbeknownst to us, that we've got a guiding principle that got put in there from potentially a pretty innocuous interpretation of something. misinterpretation that creates a belief, that feeds an emotion, that gives structure to an emotional behavior. So I want to know what those are, and I dig deep, and I keep on digging deep. But you can get lost in that. So it's important, really important, to ground. And it isn't necessary to do that work every day. It's not something, I guess what I'm saying is don't be obsessive about that. And I've met healers who obsessed with muscle testing themselves and checking beliefs. And I actually heard of one in the Theta Healing community. They got so obsessive about spiraling into why they did what they did that they stopped going to work and then lost their job and then lost their apartment and had to move in with their parents because they were spending the whole day just figuring it out. So yeah, go there, figure it out, but don't let that be your entire being. Be grounded, be centered, be clear, be aligned. And when something comes up and you didn't like the way you handled it, or you wish you could have handled it differently, then pause and say, you know, I'm Yoda, meditate on this, I will. I'm going to go and check this out and find out what's going on with this. I'm going to go and do a little exploration. And then discover something about yourself. And when you do that, you have personal intimacy. Into me I see intimacy. And when you are intimate with yourself, you can be intimate with others. And you can create the most amazing relationships of love, friendship, and devotion when you allow yourself to be seen by somebody else. If you're not intimate with yourself and you're covering up all those deep, dark aspects of your personality that you don't want anyone to see, you're robbing yourself of some of the most profound and gifted things that we have as human beings to connect emotionally. When my guides and my angels talk to me, they tell me that we need to revel in our humanity because we are in a third-dimensional body, and it's kind of like when we get to do that, and the glory and the feeling of that emotional connection, they don't have that because in the etheric energy field, everything is just so open that it's almost like they don't have that prize of learning how to go beyond that. And they just they send glory to us that we're able to do these kinds of things. They're in awe of us. To be able to be third-dimensional beings with fifth-dimensional capabilities. Think for a minute, all the dimensions, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, all the different dimensions in time and place. And that's what the ascension process is that we're about to have really culminate in the next couple of months. It's the shift of all the dimensions, and they have to do it simultaneously. And so the dimensions have to shift and increase their vibration. If they don't do it at the same time, there's a breach. And that's why there's so much happening here on Earth right now as we're getting ready to ascend to that higher level along with the other dimensions. To be a multi-dimensional being. To be in one dimension and be able to send our energy into other ones. That's your Disneyland e-ticket, right? Am I dating myself? Does everybody remember what an e-ticket is? Disneyland wasn't always where you just got to go in, just go in and ride. They used to have tickets. And the best rides were the e-tickets. People over 30 know this. Or maybe over 25. But I used to see yachts that said e-ticket ride on it. This is your premium ride. That's what we get to do. When we're grounded, we get to reduce the monkey chatter and get higher levels of thought. And we get to be intimate with ourselves. We get to have bonds with people that we couldn't even imagine possible. As I do this work, my husband and I get closer all the time. And we have some of the most intimate conversations about how we feel. We didn't have 15 years ago when we got together. It was all very, hi honey, how was your day? And I saw this client, and I saw that client, I went nuts on the kids. But we didn't have the level of conversations that we have now. As I get easier about going in, and as does he. And then, what are you really afraid of? Is there really a part of you that you think is so horrible? If somebody knew who you were, they wouldn't like you? They wouldn't go away? And so we're afraid of that self-judgment, so we don't want to go there. You're perfect. You are beautiful. You are an embodiment of a divine energy that creates everything about who you are and what you are, and you are absolutely perfect. So enjoy the ride and enjoy the journey. And one of the tools you could use are some really good grounding crystals. It's a tool. It's not a solution. It's a tool that will help you get to the prize. So if you feel you would like to use one of those crystals, while I take you to a place where we're actually going to go into the consciousness of the crystals and connect to them, feel free to make a little group, and if you guys all want to play with one crystal, you guys can. You can pick up this black tourmaline. She's going for it. Good for you. Yeah. Oh, I thought you were going to go grab it.
I could.
Yeah, do it. If you want to, and if anybody else wants to play with that big one, just come and sit with this young lady, and or you can grab some hematite is here, and also, I didn't mention on the table there's a quartz crystal with black tourmaline in it, and that's going to be a similar energy to the smoky quartz. Ron doesn't like tourmaline, but you don't like black tourmaline. There's some hematite here you can grab. No, you good? But you don't like black tourmaline, no? You can move.
This is tourmaline.
You can go sit next to her. I don't
I
know.
like color tourmaline.
Okay. Everybody got something? Are they good either way?
I have bleach back there.
Look at that little power over there with that smoky quartz. Isn't he magnificent? Really good, yeah. Okay. So we're going to let Seth join the meditation. You want to do drumming? Or? Okay. That's
Were you going to tell us about the cleaning and of the
Yes.
crystals?
Yeah, well, remind me afterwards. After the meditation, we'll do that. Okay? So everybody got a piece of something, or if they don't have one, they're good? Okay. Could you grab some hematite for yourself? That's the shiny one there.
No, which one would you suggest?
Any of them is fine, my love. That's the round polished one. Yeah. That's hematite, yeah. Okay. So whichever one you chose for a reason, or it was chosen for you. So whichever one you gravitated to naturally, this is the one that in this moment, in this time, is perfect for you. So we're going to breathe. And just follow your breathing. Just like we did the Ho'oponopono breathing. Take in several deep breaths. Breathing in. Holding for a second. Breathing out and holding the empty. And filling your belly. And as we reopen our heart space energy, feel yourself reaching deep into the center of Mother Earth. And we're going to stay here rather than going back up to the galaxy. We're going to stay right here in the center of Mother Earth. And as we connect to that crystal at the center of Mother Earth, I'm being shown that it has the energies of all of these black crystals together. It is kyanite, onyx, obsidian, hematite, not the physical form, the energetic form. It is the center of our existence here in the third dimension, where we are. tourmaline. Imagine yourself at a molecular level connecting to the energy of this crystal. Imagine, if you will, yourself shrinking down, becoming very, very small. And as you become so small, you feel like an airborne molecule where you are now going into the center of a piece of black tourmaline. And as we get inside, we see these columns, these structures, these beautiful repeating patterns, where the pattern has equal distance between what looks like almost a column of brick wall. And there are segments inside these columns, and each of their pieces are evenly spaced. Not like a nautilus, where they are proportioned, but actually molecularly evenly spaced. Each one being perfect. And the energy of the black tourmaline is saying there is order in chaos. There is always an answer. There is always a procedure. There is always a way to see what to do, because the next step is always clear. Allowing yourself to see the order in the chaos, the universal order in all that is, gives you the gift of knowing that the next step is always in front of you, always there for the reaching. All you have to do is put your hand out, even if you can't see it, knowing and trusting that it's there. Working with black tourmaline tells us that we need not ever be in a state of confusion, not knowing what the next step is. Allowing our imagination to go loose and wild with possibilities of not knowing what to do. Black tourmaline does not give us the answer, but loans us its confidence that there is always an answer. There is always a way to get what we need. Feeling the structure of the black tourmaline. If you feel comfortable, ask for the energy of the black tourmaline to be invited into your DNA, and have this patterning of the black tourmaline be something that you have access to, a wisdom that is now in the DNA structure of your organic being, and therefore written into the neural pathways of your organic mind. Thanking the black tourmaline for its information and its structure, sending it love and gratitude. Leaving black tourmaline now, seeing yourself return to your body, and asking universal forces to acclimate this information into your being.